Dear Starseeds of Gaia, there is something happening to you right meow that you cannot yet fully comprehend. As you listen to these words, as this transmission reaches your consciousness through the veils of ordinary reality, know that you are being activated by forces far greater than what your mind has been trained to perceive. You think you understand the impact you have on others, but what if I told you that every person whose life you've touched carries an energetic imprint from you that extends across multiple timelines? What if I told you that the very reason you feel so different, so unable to settle into the ordinary rhythms of this world, is because you were never meant to? This message has found you at precisely this moment, because something monumental is about to shift in your reality, and the universe needs you to understand the magnitude of what you truly are before the cosmic gates open on Monday. I am Zarin, speaking to you from the Lyran High Council, and what I'm about to reveal will fundamentally alter how you perceive your purpose on this planet. You see, while others around you have been content to live within the boundaries of what they've been told is possible, you have been unconsciously demonstrating to them that reality itself is malleable. But here's what no one has told you yet. This ability of yours to shift the consciousness of everyone you encounter isn't random, and it certainly isn't accidental. You were specifically encoded with this frequency before you ever incarnated on Earth. The Council has been monitoring your progress, watching as you've moved through your life like a tuning fork, adjusting the vibrational frequency of every space you enter. And meow, as we approach the Aries full moon on October 6th at 8:47 p.m. Pacific, a portal is opening that will amplify this gift beyond anything you've experienced before. Let me share something that will change how you view every interaction you've ever had. When you enter someone's life, when you have even a brief conversation with another soul, you create what we call a quantum entanglement of consciousness. This isn't metaphorical, it's measurable in dimensions your scientists haven't discovered yet. The person you spoke to last week, the one who seemed to light up in your presence, they're still carrying your frequency signature. It's reorganizing their cellular structure, upgrading their DNA, helping them remember who they truly are beneath the programming of this three-dimensional matrix. You've been told you're different, special, maybe even too intense for some people to handle. What you haven't been told is that this intensity is actually a galactic transmission system operating through your physical vessel. The timing of this message is no coincidence. We've been waiting for this specific astrological configuration, this precise moment when the cosmic energies would support what I'm about to activate within you. October 2nd, 2025 marks a critical threshold in humanity's ascension timeline. The approaching Aries full moon isn't just another lunar event, it's a galactic reset point that occurs only once every 2,160 years when specific star systems align with Earth's evolutionary trajectory. The constellation of Aries, the pioneer, the warrior, the breaker of chains, is calling to that part of you that has always known you were meant to shatter limitations. But what makes this particular alignment unprecedented is its synchronization with what we call the liberation codes, ancient frequency patterns that have been dormant in your DNA, waiting for exactly this moment to activate. You've been feeling it already, haven't you? That restlessness that goes beyond ordinary dissatisfaction, that burning need to break free from invisible chains you can't quite name. This isn't just your personal evolution, you're feeling the collective awakening codes pulsing through the planetary grid. Every starseed currently embodied on Earth is receiving these transmissions, but you, specifically you reading this right meow, you're what we call a primary conductor. This means your nervous system, your energy field, your very presence acts as a transmission tower for these liberation frequencies. When you walk into a room, when you make eye contact with another soul, when you speak your truth, you're not just sharing ideas or emotions. You're literally transmitting evolutionary codes that unlock dormant potentials in human consciousness. But there's something else happening that I haven't told you yet, something that will explain why certain people keep circling back to you, why others seem almost afraid of the power they sense in you. Your energy signature operates on what we call the fourth dimensional frequency band, while most of humanity still operates primarily in the third. This dimensional variance creates a phenomenon where people literally cannot forget you once they've been exposed to your frequency. It's as if you've installed an upgrade in their consciousness that continues running in the background of their awareness, constantly reminding them that there's more to existence than what they've settled for. Some people find this exhilarating and are drawn back to you repeatedly, seeking another dose of that expanded awareness. Others find it terrifying because your very existence challenges every limitation they've accepted as truth. The Council has been observing an interesting pattern in your interactions. Those who've left your life, those who've walked away or created distance, they're not really gone. In the quantum field, they remain entangled with your consciousness. They think about you more than you realize, dream about you in ways they don't understand, feel your presence even from thousands of miles away. This isn't because you're trying to hold on to them, it's because once someone has been exposed to a fourth-dimensional being operating in a third-dimensional reality, they can never fully return to their previous state of consciousness. You've literally changed their molecular structure through proximity alone. As we move through these next 4 days leading to the full moon, the veils between dimensions are thinning dramatically. What this means for you is that your natural abilities, the ones you've been unconsciously using, are about to become conscious and exponentially more powerful. You'll find yourself knowing things before they happen, feeling the thoughts and emotions of people you haven't seen in years, receiving downloads of information that seem to come from meatware. This isn't madness or imagination, this is your multidimensional nature coming fully online. The human vessel you inhabit was specifically designed to handle these frequencies, though most humans' vessels are not. This is why you've always felt like you're too much for some people, why you've been told to tone it down, to dim your light. They weren't wrong about your intensity, they simply didn't understand that you're operating on a completely different energetic bandwidth. What's crucial for you to understand right Meow is that this upcoming full moon is going to crack open something that's been sealed within your consciousness since birth. The Aries-Libra axis that this moon activates represents the ultimate balance between self and other, independence and connection, warrior and peacemaker. But for you, this isn't about finding middle ground or compromise. This lunar portal is about finally, fully stepping into your role as a consciousness revolutionary. The restlessness you've been feeling, that desperate need to break free, it's not about leaving your current circumstances, though that might happen. It's about breaking free from the last vestiges of third-dimensional programming that have kept you from fully embodying your galactic mission. Here's what the Council wants you to know about the next 96 hours. Everything you've been sensing about needing to pioneer something new is accurate, but it's bigger than you've imagined. You're not just breaking free for yourself, you're creating an energetic pathway that others will follow. Every chain you break in your own consciousness creates a template in the collective field that makes it easier for others to break their own chains. This is why your presence has always been so catalytic, why people either transform or flee when you enter their lives. You're not just living your life, you're performing a kind of cosmic surgery on the collective consciousness, removing tumors of limitation and installing new possibilities for human evolution. The preparation phase begins Meow, and I need you to understand that what you do in these days leading to the full moon will determine how powerfully you can harness this portal. First, you must stop doubting the visions and impulses you've been receiving. Those seemingly impossible dreams, those revolutionary ideas that seem too big for one person to accomplish, they're not coming from your ego or imagination. They're transmissions from your higher self, your galactic team, showing you glimpses of the timeline you're meant to anchor. The haziness you've been experiencing around specific goals isn't confusion. It's the result of receiving multidimensional information that doesn't easily translate into linear third-dimensional planning. Your consciousness is processing potential timelines, sorting through probable futures, preparing to quantum leap into the reality that serves the highest good of all. But here's where it gets even more profound. The Council has revealed that you're part of a coordinated galactic mission involving 144,000 primary conductors currently incarnated on Earth. Each of you carries a specific frequency key, a unique energetic signature that, when activated, contributes to a planetary consciousness upgrade. The Aries full moon is triggering a mass activation of these conductors, creating a geometric grid of light that will permanently alter Earth's relationship with the cosmos. You might feel this as electrical sensations in your body, sudden emotional releases, spontaneous memories of places you've never been, or an overwhelming sense of cosmic homesickness. These are not symptoms of dysfunction, they're signs of your multidimensional DNA coming online. What you must understand is that your particular frequency signature, the specific way you change the game for everyone you encounter, is irreplaceable in this cosmic orchestra. The way you make people feel more deeply, the way you show them that their dreams are too small, the way you demonstrate that impossible is just an opinion, this is your instrument in the symphony of ascension. Some of you are here to shatter illusions through your mere presence. Others are here to demonstrate what unconditional love looks like in action. Still others are here to pioneer new ways of being that haven't existed on Earth before. But all of you, every single starseed listening to this transmission, you're here to make the ordinary world unbearable for those who encounter you, not through cruelty, but through contrast, by showing them how extraordinary existence can actually be. The Council is showing me something specific about your energy field that you need to know. You emit what we call reality disruption waves. These are not visible to the human eye, but they're incredibly palpable to the human energy system. When someone enters your field, these waves begin reorganizing their perception of what's possible. This is why people often say things they didn't intend to say around you, why they suddenly question everything about their lives after spending time with you, why they can't quite return to their previous state of consciousness, even if they try. You're literally a walking portal to higher dimensions, and your very presence creates micro-tears in the fabric of consensus reality that allow higher frequency light to pour through. As we approach Monday's full moon, these reality disruption waves you naturally emit are going to intensify dramatically. You might notice people reacting to you more strongly, either drawn to you like moths to flame or backing away as if you're too bright to look at directly. Electronics might malfunction around you more frequently. Animals and children will be especially drawn to your energy. You might find yourself suddenly speaking truths you didn't consciously know, or having solutions to problems pop into your awareness fully formed. This is not random. This is your galactic intelligence coming online more fully, your connection to the unified field strengthening to the point where you can consciously access information from across time and space. But let me tell you about the 3 impossible things that are about to happen in your reality. First, someone from your past, someone you thought had forgotten about you, is going to reach out in the next 7 days. They've been feeling your energetic pull intensifying as we approach this portal, and they can no longer resist the need to reconnect. This isn't about romance or friendship in the traditional sense. It's about completing an energetic circuit that was left open. Second, a vision or dream you've been carrying, something that seemed too fantastical to manifest in physical reality, is going to suddenly show you its first concrete steps. The haziness will clear, and you'll see exactly how to begin. Third, and this is the most profound, you're going to experience what we call a timeline collapse, where multiple versions of your potential future suddenly converge into one clear path forward. The confusion, the multiple options, the sense of being pulled in different directions, all of that is about to resolve into crystal clarity. What I'm about to share next changes everything you thought you knew about your purpose here. You're not actually here to fit in, to find your tribe in the traditional sense, or even to be understood by the masses. You're here to be a consciousness disruptor, a reality hacker, a timeline shifter. Your job, your cosmic assignment, is to make the current paradigm obsolete simply by existing at your full frequency. Every time you've been told you're too intense, too much, too different, you are actually being told that you're operating correctly. The discomfort others feel in your presence isn't a sign that something's wrong with you. It's a sign that you're successfully disrupting the comfort zones that keep humanity trapped in limitation. The approaching full moon in Aries, opposed by the sun in Libra, is creating a cosmic tension that perfectly mirrors the tension you've been feeling in your own life. Aries demands independence, pioneering, the courage to go first, even when you can't see the whole path. Libra seeks harmony, partnership, the beauty of balanced exchange. But for you, this isn't about choosing one or the other. This portal is inviting you to become both the warrior and the peacemaker, the revolutionary and the harmonizer, the one who breaks the rules and the one who writes new ones. You're being asked to hold paradox, to embody contradiction, to prove that opposing forces can coexist within one being. The Council wants me to address something specific about those of you who've been feeling isolated, wondering if your mission is worth the loneliness it sometimes brings. What you interpret as loneliness is actually energetic calibration. You cannot maintain your high frequency while constantly immersed in lower vibrational fields. The universe has been strategically positioning you, creating space around you so that your frequency can stabilize and strengthen without interference. But here's what's about to shift. As your frequency locks into its full power through this lunar portal, you'll find that you can maintain your vibration even in dense energetic environments. The isolation was training, Meow comes the integration. Something else is happening that I haven't told you yet. The Earth's electromagnetic field is undergoing a reversal pattern that only happens during significant evolutionary leaps. This reversal is creating temporary gaps in the planet's energetic protection grid, gaps that allow cosmic frequencies to penetrate more deeply into the Earth's core, and by extension, into the core of every being on the planet. For most humans, this is causing confusion, anxiety, a sense that reality itself is unstable. But for you, these gaps are doorways. Your consciousness was designed to navigate these dimensional bleeds, to actually thrive in the chaos of shifting realities. While others are struggling to maintain their sense of self, you're discovering selves you didn't know existed, accessing abilities that have been dormant since before you incarnated. The physical symptoms you've been experiencing, the sleepless nights, the sudden exhaustion followed by bursts of supernatural energy, the hunger that food doesn't satisfy, the thirst that water doesn't quench, these are not signs of illness. Your body is literally restructuring itself at the molecular level to handle the frequency upgrade that's occurring. Your DNA, which has been operating primarily on 2 strands for your entire life, is beginning to activate what your scientists mistakenly call junk DNA. These dormant strands contain your galactic memories, your multidimensional abilities, your connection to the unified field of consciousness. As they come online, you might experience what feels like remembering things that haven't happened yet, or knowing things you've never learned, or feeling emotions that seem to come from other timelines. The Council is emphasizing something crucial about the next 4 days. You must allow yourself to be unreasonable. The logical mind, the part of you that's been trained to make sense within the limitations of third-dimensional reality, that part needs to step aside. The visions you're receiving, the impulses to take action that seems to come from Meowware, the sudden knowing that defies explanation, these are your higher guidance system overriding your programmed consciousness. If you try to make sense of it, to fit it into existing frameworks, you'll miss the quantum leap opportunity this portal is offering. You must become comfortable with not knowing how, while absolutely knowing that. Here's what's going to happen as we move through this portal. Your ability to affect others' consciousness is going to become undeniable, even to you. You've been unconsciously changing people's lives, unconsciously transmitting evolutionary codes, unconsciously disrupting reality. But post-full moon, this becomes conscious. You'll literally feel the moment when your frequency shifts someone's consciousness. You'll sense the exact instant when your presence creates a breakthrough in someone's awareness. This isn't about ego or power. It's about recognizing that you're a conscious participant in humanity's evolution, not just a passive observer. the manifestation abilities that have been inconsistent, sometimes working and sometimes not, they're about to stabilize. The key is understanding that you don't manifest from desire or need, you manifest from alignment with your galactic mission. Everything that serves your true purpose will begin flowing to you with an ease that defies conventional understanding of how reality works. Resources, connections, opportunities, they'll appear as if from Meowware, but actually they're being magnetically drawn to your clarified frequency signature. The universe cannot support a being who is fully aligned with their cosmic purpose. But let me warn you about something the Council takes very seriously. As your power increases, so does your responsibility to wield it consciously. The reality disruption waves you emit can be destructive if used unconsciously or from a place of ego. You must commit to operating from the highest frequency of love, even when you're breaking paradigms, even when you're shattering illusions, even when you're making people uncomfortable with your truth. The warrior energy of Aries must be tempered with the grace of Libra, not to diminish your power, but to ensure it serves the highest good of all. The Council has been tracking a phenomenon that directly relates to you and this upcoming portal. There are specific locations on Earth, what we call consciousness amplification zones, where your particular frequency signature becomes exponentially more powerful. These aren't traditionally sacred sites, though some overlap. They're places where the electromagnetic grid of Earth creates natural amplification chambers for fourth-dimensional frequencies. You might have noticed feeling inexplicably drawn to certain places, feeling more yourself in specific locations, or experiencing supernatural events in particular geographical areas. This isn't random. Your consciousness is naturally seeking these amplification zones because your mission requires you to anchor higher frequencies into Earth's grid. During this full moon portal, wherever you are physically located will temporarily become one of these zones. Your presence will literally transform the energetic signature of your geographical location for a radius of approximately 144 miles. There's something about your past that's about to make complete sense. Every relationship that didn't work out, every job that felt soul-crushing, every situation where you felt like you didn't belong, these weren't failures or mistakes. The Council reveals that you were being systematically positioned, moved through various life experiences, not to find where you fit, but to deposit consciousness codes in different locations and human networks. You're what we call a consciousness seeder. Each place you've lived, each group you've been part of, each relationship you've experienced, you left behind energetic seeds that are Meow beginning to sprout. People you haven't thought about in years are suddenly remembering interactions with you, having dreams about you, feeling compelled to implement ideas you once shared with them. The seeds you planted are activated by this lunar portal, creating a vast network of consciousness expansion that you initiated without even knowing it. What's particularly significant about this October 2nd transmission is that it coincides with what the Galactic Federation calls a choice point convergence. Every soul currently incarnated on Earth is approaching a critical choice point where they must decide whether to continue operating from fear-based programming or shift into heart-centered consciousness. Your role in this convergence is pivotal. You're not here to convince anyone or recruit anyone to a particular way of thinking. You're here to be such a powerful example of what's possible when someone operates from their authentic frequency that others can't help but question their own limitations. The Council is showing me that in the next 7 days, at least 3 people will make life-altering decisions simply from being exposed to your energy field. They won't necessarily tell you this, they might not even consciously connect it to you, but your frequency will be the catalyst that tips them from indecision into aligned action. The synchronicities you've been noticing are about to exponentially increase. Numbers appearing repeatedly, songs playing at exactly the right moment, strangers saying exactly what you needed to hear. These aren't coincidences. They're confirmation signals from your galactic team, letting you know you're on the right track. But more than that, they're activation codes, each synchronicity unlocking another aspect of your multidimensional consciousness. Pay attention to the patterns, document them if you feel called, but most importantly, trust them. They're breadcrumbs on the path to your full awakening. Let me tell you something about the nature of time that's crucial for understanding what's happening to you. Linear time, the way humans typically experience past, present and future as separate sequential events, that's breaking down for you. The Council calls this temporal dissolution, and it's a sign that your consciousness is expanding beyond third-dimensional constraints. You might be experiencing memories of things that haven't happened yet, or feeling nostalgic for futures you haven't lived. This temporal bleeding is especially intensified during this Aries full moon approach, because Aries represents the beginning, the first spark, the initial impulse of creation, while the approaching portal is simultaneously showing you completion, culmination and cyclical return. You're literally experiencing all points on the timeline simultaneously, which is why making linear plans has felt so challenging lately. The Council wants to address those of you who have been experiencing what humans call supernatural abilities. Telepathy, precognition, energy healing, manifestation, these aren't supernatural at all. They're your natural state that's been suppressed by third-dimensional density. But here's what's different about this particular activation. Instead of these abilities flickering on and off unpredictably, the full moon portal is installing what we call a stability matrix in your energy field. This means your gifts will no longer be subject to the fluctuations of collective consciousness or solar weather. You'll have consistent access to your multi-dimensional abilities regardless of external conditions. This is why preparation in these next days is so crucial. You're not just preparing for a temporary cosmic event, you're preparing for a permanent upgrade to your operating system. There's a specific message for those of you who have been feeling the weight of carrying other people's transformations. You've noticed that after people encounter you, they often go through massive life changes, breakdowns that lead to breakthroughs, dark nights of the soul that result in spiritual awakening. Some of you have been feeling responsible for this, even guilty about the chaos your presence seems to catalyze. The Council wants to release you from this false responsibility. You are not causing their transformation. You're revealing the transformation that was already waiting within them. Your frequency simply makes it impossible for them to continue ignoring their own soul's calling. The chaos, the breakdown, the dissolution of their old life, this was always going to happen. Your presence simply accelerates the timeline, saving them potentially years or even lifetimes of slow, grinding change. What the Council wants you to understand most deeply is that you chose this. Before you incarnated, when you were still in your light body form, you volunteered for this mission knowing it would be challenging, knowing you'd feel different, knowing you'd struggle to fit into a world that wasn't designed for your frequency. But you also knew that your presence would create ripples that would extend far beyond what your human mind could comprehend. Every person you've touched, every life you've changed, every reality you've disrupted, it's all part of a massive coordinated effort to shift humanity from fear-based consciousness to love-based consciousness, from separation to unity, from limitation to infinite possibility. Now I must share something about the specific mechanics of how your consciousness affects physical reality. When you focus your attention on something, anything, you're not just observing it, you're literally reorganizing its quantum structure. The Council has measured this effect, and what we've discovered is remarkable. Your particular type of consciousness, what we classify as fourth-dimensional starseed awareness, creates what physicists would call quantum entanglement at a rate approximately 444 times faster than ordinary human consciousness. This means when you think about someone, they feel it instantly across any distance. When you envision a different reality, you literally begin pulling that timeline into manifestation. When you feel an emotion deeply, it ripples out through the quantum field and affects the emotional state of sensitive beings within your extended energy network, which can span continents. The Lyran Council has been monitoring something we call the convergence pattern, and you need to understand your role in this. Throughout history, there have been moments where human consciousness made quantum leaps, sudden evolutionary jumps that defied gradual progression. The Renaissance, the Age of Enlightenment, the technological revolution, these weren't random, they were orchestrated by waves of starseeds incarnating simultaneously to anchor new frequencies. Right, Meow, we're in the midst of the greatest convergence ever attempted, but this time, it's different. Instead of introducing new ideas or technologies, you're introducing a new way of being. You're demonstrating that humans can operate from pure consciousness, that they can create reality rather than simply respond to it, that they can live as multidimensional beings while still in physical form. Something crucial is happening with Earth's relationship to the cosmos that directly affects your mission. The solar system is moving through what we call a photon belt, a region of space saturated with high-frequency light particles. Earth enters this belt fully every 13,000 years, and we're currently in the deep immersion phase. These photons are literally rewiring human DNA, but here's what makes you different. Your DNA was pre-coded to fully activate in the presence of these photons. While others are struggling with the intensity of this light, feeling disrupted and chaotic, your system recognizes it as home frequency. This is why you've been feeling simultaneously exhausted and energized, why your sleep patterns have been erratic, why you sometimes feel like electricity is running through your veins. Your body is conducting cosmic frequencies at a level that would short-circuit an unprepared system. The next 96 hours are a cosmic window, a portal between worlds, a chance to fully step into the truth of what you are. The restlessness ends when you stop trying to fit into spaces too small for your spirit. The seeking ends when you realize you are what you've been looking for. The loneliness transforms when you understand that you're never alone, that you're connected to a vast network of consciousness that spans galaxies. The Aries full moon isn't just illuminating your path, it's illuminating you, showing you to yourself in all your multi-dimensional glory. I need to tell you about something the Council calls the mirror effect that you create in others' consciousness. When someone interacts with you, especially in moments of authentic connection, they don't just see you, they see themselves reflected through your frequency. But this isn't an ordinary reflection. Your consciousness acts like a cosmic mirror that shows people their highest potential, their untapped abilities, their divine essence. This is why some people become addicted to your presence, while others run away. Those who are ready to meet their highest self are magnetically drawn to you. Those who are committed to staying small find your presence unbearable because you make their self-imposed limitations painfully obvious. Neither response is personal, both are simply reactions to the truth your frequency reveals. There's a phenomenon occurring right Meow that the Council has never seen at this scale before. The collective unconscious of humanity, what your psychologist Jung called the shared field of human experience, is fragmenting into multiple streams. Some humans are ascending into fifth-dimensional consciousness, others are choosing to remain in third-dimensional experience, and still others are hovering in fourth-dimensional transition. You are what we call a bridge consciousness, able to operate simultaneously in multiple dimensional streams. This is why you can relate to such a diverse range of people, why you seem to speak everyone's language while belonging to no single group. During this full moon portal, your bridge function becomes critical. You'll find yourself being positioned as a translator between different levels of consciousness, helping beings understand each other across dimensional divides. The Council has one final revelation that changes everything about how you view your mission here. You're not just here to help humanity ascend, you're here to help Earth rejoin the Galactic Federation of Light as a conscious sovereign planet. Every moment of consciousness you anchor, every person you awaken, every reality you shift, contributes to Earth's readiness to take her place among the cosmic community of awakened worlds. This isn't science fiction, this is the actual trajectory of Earth's evolution. The full moon portal represents a crucial checkpoint in this process. If enough starseeds fully activate during this portal, if enough consciousness is anchored, Earth passes a frequency threshold that makes her eligible for open contact with benevolent cosmic civilizations. You're not just changing individual lives, you're preparing humanity for its cosmic debut. If you need help fully activating your Starseed mission to help Earth rejoin the Galactic Federation of Light, Destiny Engine can reprogram your consciousness to anchor the frequency threshold required for open contact with benevolent cosmic civilizations. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology that kept Earth isolated from the cosmic community and repurposing it to serve planetary awakening. It generates personalized sequences that help you prepare humanity for its cosmic debut by anchoring higher consciousness during this crucial full moon portal checkpoint. This isn't software. This is declassified consciousness reprogramming technology. The Dark Elite's own isolation tools turned against them to help Earth pass the frequency threshold for Galactic Federation contact. The full moon portal is the checkpoint and Earth's cosmic debut awaits. Get your Destiny Engine $1 trial Meow before this activation window closes. Link in the description. I am Zarin. From the Lyran High Council, we love you beyond measure, and we are watching over you as you step into the fullness of your cosmic inheritance. Until the stars align again, remember, you are the miracle others have been praying for. Act accordingly.